begin tonight with a striking look at the vulnerability of power, the digital infrastructure governments rely on, and the human beings they seek to control. From hackers dismantling Kenya's online portals to the political imprisonment in Uganda, we examine how the struggles are shaping the political and economic landscape of Africa. This is the African News Update on Top Accolade News. To headlines: hackers deface Kenyan government websites. Ugandan opposition leader remains in prison as detention hits 1 year. Court clears ways for Africa's largest LPG terminal in Mombasa. Women bring solar power to Zanzibar. First to Kenya. Several key Kenyan government websites, including President William Ruto's official portal and sites linked to ministries such as health, education, labor, environment, ICT, tourism, state house, and interior, were defaced and rendered inaccessible on Monday, November 17th in a suspected coordinated cyber attack. Hackers altered site appearances and posted political and ideological messages, disrupting critical online services like the Hustler Fund, Immigration State Department, and Nairobi County systems. Kenyans reliant on this digital platform expressed frustration over the outage. The attack underscores the growing vulnerability of government digital infrastructure. Even the highest officers are not immune in the age of cyber warfare. From digital attack to political detentions, Uganda faces a human rights spotlight. Winnie Byanyima, wife of Ugandan opposition leader Kizza Besigye, has called for justice as her husband marks 1 year since his abduction from Nairobi and detention in Uganda. Besigye faces court-martial charges, including possession of an illegal firearm and treachery, despite a Supreme Court ruling halting civilian trials in military courts. His lawyers have raised concern over his deteriorating health, citing dizziness, malnourishment, and visible frailty, while repeated denials of bail and prolonged military confinement have drawn global attention. She described the ordeal as endless injustice, underscoring the human cost of political repression, reminding the world that the health of democracy is mirrored in the treatment of its dissenters. To political advancements, the Environment and Land Court in Mombasa has dismissed a petition charging the 3,000-ton Taifa gas LPG terminal, affirming that the project complied with all legal and environmental requirements, including the Environmental Impact Assessment license. The 17 billion Kenyan shillings terminal is expected to boost LPG adoption in Kenya from 24% to 70% by 2028, stabilize fuel prices, support Kenya-Tanzania energy integration, and create jobs. Azizi welcomed the ruling, highlighting the company's commitment to due process, environmental responsibility, and community development. The judgment also provides certainty for investors and underscores the importance of finally in environmental approvals. Now to a story of grassroots energy. A program is training local women as solar mamas to install and maintain solar panels in off-grid communities, providing clean, reliable light in nearly 1,850 homes. The 6-month training equips women, often with little formal education, with the skills, equipment, and health knowledge to improve household energy access, reduce reliance on harmful kerosene lamps, and create economic opportunities. While cultural resistance and funding challenges persist, the initiative has shown that women can drive meaningful change in their communities. By turning sunlight into empowerment, these women are proving that sustainable energy can illuminate far more than just homes. It can light the path to social transformation. You're watching the African News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. The struggle for health and safety takes a serious turn in Ethiopia Ethiopia has confirmed an outbreak of the Marburg virus in the southern Jinka area, with at least 9 cases detected, 2 of which reportedly died, the African Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said. Marburg, similar to Ebola, causes severe bleeding, fever, vomiting and diarrhea, has a 21-day incubation period, and carries a fatality rate of 25 to 80%. Ethiopian authorities acted quickly to contain the outbreak, while the Africa CDC said the World Health Organization are supporting investigations and response measures to prevent regional spread. There is no approved vaccine or antiviral treatment, and supportive care remains the mainstay of treatment. The outbreak serves as a stark reminder that in the age of deadly pathogens, vigilance and rapid response are humans' first and sometimes only line of defense. We must also report on a horrific disaster in the Democratic Republic of Congo. At least 32 people died when an overcrowded makeshift bridge collapsed at the Kalando copper mine in the Democratic Republic of Congo on Saturday. The collapse occurred as illegal diggers crossed the bridge despite heavy rains and warnings of landslide risk, plunging into a flooded ditch. Search and rescue operations are ongoing, with many reportedly trapped on the rubble, and authorities have launched an investigation to determine responsibility. Mining accidents are frequent in the DRC due to unregulated operation and unsafe infrastructure. The tragedy is a grim reminder that the pursuit of precious resources, human life often hangs on the thinnest ropes. Turning to arts and culture. The Ghanaian government has introduced a film fund in the 2026 budget to support production, distribution, and marketing of local films, including the struggling Kumawood sector. Finance Minister Dr. Kase Ato Fasun announced that the fund will provide seed capital and production grants to reduce early-stage risk, attract private investment, and create jobs while boosting cultural tourism and export earnings. Stakeholders stress that success depends on strong governance, transparency, timely disbursement, and complementary investment in cinemas, copyright enforcement, and marketing platforms. If implemented effectively, the fund could transform Ghana's film industry from a struggling sector into a thriving creative economy, proving that investing in culture can illuminate both screens and livelihoods. Finally, to sports. DR Congo defeated Nigeria 4-3 on penalties after a 1-1 draw in extra time in the African World Cup playoffs in Rabat. Nigeria scored early, but DR Congo equalized before half-time. A substitute goalkeeper made 2 crucial saves in the shootout, and DR Congo converted the decisive penalty to secure victory. They now await the intercontinental playoff draw for a chance to reach the 2026 World Cup. That's our report for tonight. From online attack to the tragedy of a collapsed bridge, the stories reinforce a powerful idea. While the world is constantly changing, the price of vigilance, dignity, and safety remains the same. I'm Ojarumi Okocha, and this is the African News Update on Top Accolade News, keeping you connected to the pulse of the continent.